Hi, this is Zak Mir with the Crypto Risers here at Zak's Traders Cafe for Thursday, the 7th of March. Starting off with Binance, which looks as though it's accelerating its recent uptrend, the rising trend channel there since back in November. Top of the channel there around $430, and end of day close above that looks as though we're then accelerating into or steepening into that rising January trend channel. Top of that channel there heading for as high as $480. We're looking for that sometime by the end of this month, especially while we remain above the recent 420 to 430 resistance band. Onto the smaller cryptos, and starting off with a new name for us, and that is Anchor. And here you can see that not a million miles away from the look that we've got at Binance. We've got that rising trend channel there from back in October. Top of the channel there around 570, and looking for this to head up to 7 cents, which is the top of that February rising trend channel over the next week or two. In fact, the way things are going, might actually be a higher target than that, but at the moment going for 7 cents versus around 5.5 at the moment. Upside value while we hold above 440, which was the old initial peak there at the beginning of this month. Another new name coming up, and here you can see that Ator is but sort of rather less dramatic than maybe most cryptos at the moment, but still means that the breakout here is quite significant through $1.50. Above that, we're looking for a retest of the November peak around 220, hopefully by the end of this month. So reasonable risk reward there down towards the $1.50 area. Another situation which maybe has legs over the near term is coming up, Sen. And here you can see that we've broken a line of resistance there from back in January. That was broken around the 17 cents level. Also broken the 50-day line now at 18.5 cents, and looking for a return to the top of the range around the 3 cents level by the end of this month. Next up is a market that we looked at quite recently. I think maybe even as recently as yesterday, but circuits of value now, and here we've hit our initial target there around the 5 cents level, and seeing how much this will retrace. Hopefully not too much, maybe half the range of yesterday, so that would take us down towards the 4 cents area, maybe just below that. But at least while we're above 4 cents, still looking for fresh gains here, and a break of that resistance line there at 5 cents could take us up to nearly towards the 9 cents area later this month. Probably an end of day close above that resistance line there from November, the trigger for the upside. And as I said, ideally we stay on the right side of 4 cents there for circuits. Next up is a market which we looked at very recently as well, and here you can see that Fetch AI is soaring at the moment, nearly up to our wide rising trend channel target, the trend channel there from back in October. That's basically around the 290 level. End of day close above that line, and we could be looking for a fresh leg to the upside, maybe even as high as 480 by the end of this month. So let's see if the momentum there can continue. On the downside, obviously you want to stay above the initial March resistance around $1.90 ahead of a potential fresh leg to the upside. Going on to another situation, and here we've got Matrix. Here a nice breakout there through recent consolidation around the 5 cents level. Looking for this market to head towards as high as 8 cents by the end of this month while we remain above 5 cents. So relatively simple numerical setup there for this market. The other point to note, I suppose, is the way that we bounced off neutral 50 at the start of the week, and that tends to be a leading indicator on a fresh move to the upside, which in this case it certainly has been. One of the more famous names coming up now, and it comes in the form of Meta Apes. Here you can see that actually we hit our target there at the top of that rising trend channel, flat rising trend channel, I suppose, or flattish rising trend channel from back in December. That was around the 5.5 cents level. But what the situation is now, that at least while we're above the 50-day line at 1.5 cents, still looking for a retest of the 5 cents plus area, and obviously hoping for a big push through 5 cents, maybe a lasting one, which would then take us to 10 cents and beyond by the end of next month. The next market here is Polyswarm rather, and here we've also had a breakout through recent resistance managed to hit our initial target there around 2.5 cents. Looking for a target here up to the 4.8, 4.9 cents area over the rest of March, and ideally while we stay above 3 cents, 5 cents or so should be the target there for Polyswarm. Another market which is currently looking decent is coming up, and you can see that Phoenix, almost identical to the previous charts, are breaking out through the former February, early March resistance around, in this case, around $2.25, above 2.25, looking for the top of that rising trend channel through $3.50 by the end of this month, and hopefully much sooner than that within that rising trend channel from back in November. We visit Ribbon Finance next, and here you can see a much better breakout this week, but here the breakout zone around the 83 cents level, and above that we're looking for a journey to the top of that rising trend channel from November as high as $1.84, hopefully over the next few days. If you're a fan of this market looking for greater glory, then the upper parallel of $1.84 would be as high as $3 maybe by the end of next month, that kind of thing. I mean, obviously these things can move very quickly. On to the last three, and the first one of the last three is Render, and here you can see that we've had that familiar breakout, sort of early March breakout, through, in this case, resistance around $8.27. We've already hit the top of that rising trend channel around $10.30, and looking for an upper parallel move as high as $15 over the next few weeks, which is the upper parallel of that rising trend channel, which has been in place since back in November. At this stage, only back below the breakout zone, $8.20 or so, really delaying the upside scenario. More difficult situation coming up next, but hopefully it will deliver the goods. We've got Samsung, and here you can see that the antics within this broadening triangle from December continue. Still looking for that sustained break of the 50-day moving average there around 1.3 cents. If we can get that, then we would then be looking for 2.75 cents to be delivered sometime later this month. But the gap close signal there, a strong one for today, in the sense that it shows a bit of bear trapping activity in that particular market. Finishing off with AI, otherwise known as artificial intelligence, but here you can see that we've got a rising trend channel there from back in January, beginning of the year. We've broken a line of resistance there from January around the $1.89 level, and the longer we stay above that, the greater the chance of a move as high as $3.50 by the end of next month or even sooner. Double bounce off the RSI 50 zone as well in the recent past, so the first one really telling us or hinting to us that this market was trading higher, along with the way that the 50-day line is already rising on this relatively new market. But above the 190 zone, looking for a decent upside there, maybe even doubling over the near term on AI. That's it for me today. More updates tomorrow.